We have an update from Adhwaith Das from the Faculty of Science and Engineering. He's going to be presenting his work on enhancing biomethanation of anaerobic digestion of organic residues using hydrochar.
Good afternoon, guys. I hope you don't sleep. So welcome to my presentation. My name is Adhwaith, and my supervisory team consists of Professor Andrew Rose, Dirk, and Shane. And my topic is enhancing biomethanation or biogas from anaerobic digestion, which is the process which produces biogas, using a material known as hydrochar. So the motivation for the study is split into four. So one is waste to energy. So waste to energy is a practicing concept of converting waste into an utility or energy, which could be heat or electricity. So it is a process of energy recovery and focusing on sustainable use of resources and energy production. Then we have Sustainable Development Goals, which are 17 goals adopted by the United Nations members in 2015 for a 15-year goal. I will be looking for or touching base with two of them, which is one, affordable and clean energy, number 7, and 13, which is climate action. Then we have another new concept called circular economy. So we have the classical economy where we take something and we make something out of it and we use it. And whatever is remaining, like byproducts or anything produced in excess, is wasted, or in here, particularly landfill. And in the modern world, we do not prefer to waste anything, but maximize the utility and reduce the waste. So the modern concept of circular economy is a loop where you take something, you make something out of it, and whatever is a byproduct or waste, you try to make something else out of it. Here is an example where, let's say, crops, you can use it for animal husbandry, and then whatever is the waste from animal husbandry and crops, you make new products, you make energy out of it, and you try to recover water from it. That's the ideal goal. Plus, the project is linked to livestock industry, which is a multi-billion-dollar industry in Australia. Plus, billions of dollars are spent in waste management. So, yeah, composting is not really ideal. We all think organic waste you can put it into ground and it's easy for plants, but apparently it's not the case due to emission of greenhouse gases. So the goal is to convert organic matter or organic residue into something else. So let's say biomass, which is mass of stuff which is organic or in biological matter. We convert them into energy, and energy is utilized in everywhere. So there are many methods of conversion. For example, first one, combustion, which is just directly burning or heating stuff. And one of the biochemical methods is fermentation, which is making wine and beer. So similar. So I'll be touching base in two of these. So one is something called hydrothermal carbonization, or HTC in simpler terms, invented or figured out by someone, Burgess, long time ago. We use something called subcritical water, so which is water above its boiling point, but under a point where water exists in all the three phases, like solid, liquid, and gas together. So we maintain water between this zone, and we carbonize whatever's inside. So degradation, so degrading whatever we put in, we remove water, we split the carbons, we disintegrate the polymers and make something which is increased in carbon and even less substance. So we just burn stuff in high pressure. Yeah, so this is a feasible step compared to whatever is already available in the market. So that's the thing. And the product is known as hydrochar. Looks something like this. It's a solid, high carbon content product which has very varied properties depending on what the feedstock and whatever we add onto it. used in applications such as making soil better, making water better, and even energy. And there's another concept of composites, which is any material which has another material embedded or incorporated in it. So for example, any matrix. So in my case, it's hydrochar, and I use something additionally called reinforcement material, and we make composites or engineered hydrochars. So this gives, or this modifies the original product, which improved functionality, more functional groups, and more surface area, more properties, better properties. Coming to another topic, anaerobic digestion. I will try to link them both together. So anaerobic digestion is an ancient technique. It's not much used in Australia because we have a lot of land. And it's a 4 steps process where any organic matter you put in, it's converted into biogas, which we can use in our homes and any utilities. Let's skip that. So biogas is basically whatever is coming out as from the carbon material we put in. So in simpler sense, it's a mixture of carbon dioxide and methane. And carbon dioxide, as we all know, is used in fire extinguishers, but we need more of methane. So the more methane, the more fire or more combustible matter, so the more energy. So the goal is to improve methane or reduce carbon dioxide, which is known as upgrading biogas or biomethane. So there are a lot of processes involved in anaerobic digestion. So let's say we have a chunk of organic matter and we hydrolyze it, so that means more water, then it degrades or disintegrates into smaller components. Then there's a fermentation where acids are made. Then there's another fermentation where alcohols are made. And then the next one is like where these products are converted into methane. I'll be focusing on the boundary or the window between the last 2 processes. I'll skip this for now, too much. So the char, which I mentioned before, I plan to use it in this anaerobic digestion. So there have been studies conducted in various other chars which enhances methane production or biomethanation. So this is a picture where the background is some kind of char and the white stuff on it are microbial growth on it. So that means microbes love living there, so that means they flourish. So more microbes means more products in the end. So this is the hypothesis. So hydrochar would connect different or various kinds of microbes which help in electron transfers, which in turn helps in our product increasing. So that's the project plan. So this would help in bringing up a new waste, converting waste. So we utilize some kind of waste to make the hydrochar, and then we use other sources of waste to make the anaerobic, to make biogas from anaerobic digestion. So coming back before, so in circular economy, we take each and every part of it, like the waste and all other byproducts, and we convert into other products which are utilized and made into energy. So that's the ultimate goal. This could aid in achieving the development goals I mentioned before and propose a circular economy within the primary industry sector. So in Australia especially, beef industry is pretty big. It's one of the top exporting countries. So I'll skip these. So this is my instrument that I use to synthesize the char. So it's like a high pressure cooker. So you put stuff in, you pressurize it, and you heat it like till 200 degrees Celsius for like 2 hours. And then you get something like this, which is just burned stuff, but not ashed. And some science stuff that I did, which I really don't want to focus on much now. And for the anaerobic digestion, I use samples from a sewage treatment plant. So the left side, you see Casino sewage treatment plant. So there, they use anaerobic digestion for all the water that comes in and settle down. And all the organic matter in the water is broken down by microbes. And not completely filtered or treated water, but better water flows out and then goes into another tank. So I take the sludge from there, which contains all these microbes or bugs, and that is used as an inoculum for my studies. And so this also creates some kind of, not really completely organic, but some sorts of waste which has organic components. It's called biosolids. And so biosolids will be my substrate for my experiments in future. So this is the plan of which I would be using in future, like in the coming months. So I have various hydrochars prepared, and I will be using each of them individually for anaerobic digestion and see how it improves biomethanation. So, like a take-home message, so my project is hydrochar in anaerobic digestion, and it's a coming topic. It has been proven that hydrochar helps, but I am making various hydrochars and checking which one is better or what kind of addition is better and how much is better. So yes, thank you. And any questions?
Thank you very much. I'm just going to have a moment before that. I have another circular sort of economy that, after what I've seen during these past 2 days, there's this people working for better results in education and inclusion and self-care, and so we're having better outcomes with student results, which can lead to individuals like Adhwaith, who's going to contribute to the saving of the world, and it's just like everyone here is working to an improved experience for generations to come, and I'm just thrilled to be a part of that, and I just wanted to take that while that thought was in my head.
What a awesome presentation and great ideas, Adhwaith. It's good to see you come back again, presenting another version of the biogas. Just a school of thought, how much energy do you think we will use whilst we are actually producing, the hydrochar, or during the processing part of it? And then how does it equate to the energy that we'll produce at the end of the process?
I understand your question. So right now, what we have is something called biochar. So biochar is, again, all these biomass or organic waste, and you dry them. So let's say in an abattoir, you have a ton of abattoir waste and all these intestinal waste, and you dry them for like days in a big shed. And that drying stage is the most expensive stage. And then comes the burning stage. And for making that product, what we use now, it needs to be burned under oxygen for 900 degrees Celsius for like a couple of hours or more than 4 hours. So that is very energy intensive. But this method is pressurized. So that means it uses less energy anyways. So under pressure, it's been cooked for like nearly 200 degrees Celsius. So that's like 1/3 of the biochar temperature. And the retention time is like, instead of like 7 hours or 4 hours, we use like 2 or 3 hours at max. So making this is less expensive than making what we already make. This is also energy intensive, and this it would not be covering the energy that would be produced. But the current scenario, we use a lot of energy to make that. And plus, if we, for example, manure, let's say a ton of manure or a ton of shit. So if you put it in the ground, the bugs, the microbes love it, and they flourish, and grass flourish, but the increase in nitrogen emission is more, and that contributes to global greenhouse gases emission. So this is also like a trapping carbon. So these products are like carbon rich. So the process actually concentrates the carbon matter into it, removing the other organics. So let's say manure and the char made from manure, the carbon content in the manure, in percentage-wise, would be way lower than the char, because the whole, let's say 1 kilo of char and 1 kilo of manure and 1 kilo of char, you need at least 5 kilos of manure to make 1 kilo of char. But the carbon content would be the same, so that's like concentrated. So it's like a carbon trap, like retention.
Any other questions? Yep.
That was fantastic.
Thank you.
Really good, really inspiring. And I wish many of my students would go down your path because, yeah, you're right, you're saving the world.
Not many students would go down this path. You work with stinky stuff.
That's true, but still, that's excellent. My question to you is, do you think this can be used practically? Like, do you think it could be utilized in the next few years to actually?
There are a number of industries or companies which make biochar for various applications, mostly in soil amelioration and wastewater treatment. But as far as I know, there are only less than 5 hydrochar making companies internationally, and all are concentrated in Europe, like in Sweden, Norway, and Germany. So even that, there are not more than 5 in total. So it's just an upcoming process. The method has been invented nearly 100 years ago, but it was for another purpose. So we never used it for this particular process. So it's only been recently studied that this technique could be used to make a char which is less energy intensive. So yes, it's an upcoming project. There are right now, as far as I know, 4 or 5 companies worldwide. That's all.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Well done.